Welcome to Indigenous Media Network News Bulletin. Today, the 27th of September 2021. First, the headlines. Ethiopia embassy in Egypt to temporarily close. Sudan says it repelled attempted incursion by Ethiopia forces. South Sudan agrees to waive visa restrictions for Ugandans. 4 soldiers die at Luri River crossing. Khartoum dispatches delegation to contain Port Sudan protests. News in details. Ethiopia. The Ethiopian embassy in the Egyptian capital Cairo will temporarily suspend its operations for a period ranging from 3 to 6 months as of October, the ambassador said yesterday. The embassy is going to close down starting from October for 3 to 6 months due to economic and financial reasons to reduce expenses, Ambassador Marcos Tekel-Wright told BBC Arabic. The decision, he stressed, has nothing to do with the dispute over the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, adding that Ethiopia has also temporarily closed 30 other embassies in a number of countries including Canada and across the Gulf states due to the economic crisis. He noted that the embassy's commissioner will manage its affairs during this period. Earlier this month, Ethiopian Foreign Ministry spokesman, Dina Mufti explained that the decision to suspend work at a number of embassies will not affect diplomatic relations with the respective countries. Last month, the United Nations Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, said Ethiopia's 10-month war in Tigray has drained more than $1 billion from the country's coffers. Middle East Monitor. In another development, the Ethiopian forces had been forced to retreat from the Barakit area, a military statement said, without giving further details, Reuters reported. The head of Sudan's military, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, told reporters the incident took place on Saturday. He said it showed how the military was protecting the country in the wake of a coup attempt in Khartoum last week. Colonel Getnet Adane, Ethiopia's military spokesperson, did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Tensions along the border between Sudan and Ethiopia have escalated since the outbreak of a conflict in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region last year that sent tens of thousands of refugees into eastern Sudan. The tensions have focused on an area of fertile farmland known as Al-Fashka, where the border is disputed. Mehr News Agency. South Sudan. South Sudan government has welcomed the Ugandan decision last week in which it waived visa restrictions for citizens of South Sudan, and said it is ready to reciprocate the Ugandan decision. On Thursday, last week Uganda's first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Kadaga, who also doubles as the country's Minister for East African Affairs, said South Sudan government has only 1 month, from October 1, 2021, to do the same. South Sudan's Director General of Civil Registry, Nationality, Passports and Immigration, General Atem Maral Baya, said the government hasn't yet received formal notice from Uganda regarding the visa waiver. Yes, I am aware and saw the news that was published by some media outlets, but that is a communication from their, Uganda's, side. For now I can say let us not rush. If any decision will be reached on visa waiver, it will be communicated to the public, he said yesterday. However, South Sudan's Minister of Information, Telecommunication and Postal Services, Michael Marku Luth, who also doubles as the government spokesman, said his government welcomed the decision and said his country is ready to do the same. We are members of the East African community and since Uganda has done it definitely, we will do the same, he said, according to iRadio. In another development, 4 soldiers died in an accident at the Luri River crossing, while trying to cross in high water on Saturday. The soldiers were assigned to facilitate the return of cattle from Juba to Turukika County. The Luri Bridge collapsed in 2012 and ever since, it floods whenever it rains. Luri River has claimed several lives as people try to cross it. In 2019, the South Sudanese government allocated 86 million South Sudanese pounds for the reconstruction of the bridge. The rehabilitation of the bridge was reportedly started earlier this year. Speaking to state-owned media on Sunday at Luri River, the Inspector General of Police, General Majak Ake Malik, said the river took the lives of 4 soldiers and that 16 others sustained injuries. 2 of our vehicles were returning from a mission. Our soldiers were assigned to facilitate the return of cattle to their areas. When our soldiers arrived at the Luri Bridge, they found the stream flooded and their 2 vehicles overturned while trying to cross the bridge, General Majak said. The 2 vehicles were carrying 20 soldiers, so one vehicle was swept away by water and the other one has been recovered. 4 soldiers are missing and 16 others are injured, so I would like to send my condolences to families of the 4 soldiers, Majak said. According to the police boss, officials at the National Ministry of Roads and Bridges are working to construct the deadly Luri Bridge. The Luri River Bridge lies on a road connecting Juba to western Equatoria and beyond into Bahr el Ghazal. Radio Tamazoug. Sudan. A government delegation arrived in Port Sudan City on Sunday for talks aimed at containing protests in eastern Sudan. Demonstrators have blocked the city's airport and seaports and the main road between Khartoum and Port Sudan in protest of a 2020 peace deal with rebel groups, which the Beja tribes in eastern Sudan say it marginalizes them. A statement by Sudan's ruling Sovereign Council said the government delegation will hold a series of meetings with the city's Security Committee and the High Council of Beja Nazir. The delegation is headed by council member Shams Eldin Kabashi and includes the foreign, interior and oil ministers. The High Council of Beja Nazir complains about the marginalization of the eastern regions, demands the cancellation of the peace deal and the establishment of a national conference for approving development projects in the eastern regions. Since August 21, 2019, Sudan has been going through a 53-month transitional period that will end with elections in early 2024. Power is currently shared by the Army, the Forces of Freedom and Change Alliance, an armed movement that signed a peace agreement with Khartoum on October 3, 2020. On Tuesday, Sudanese authorities thwarted a coup attempt by a group of military officers. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news and updates. Join us again in our next news bulletin.